To today's video, Friday the 21st of June 2024, your Bitcoin update, and we're making or about to make another lower low. So yeah, this is kind of what we spoke about yesterday, right? We were seeing the first signs of a maybe recovery yesterday, and I still think we are seeing signs of a recovery. But as we'd spoken about yesterday, what this was like bare minimum for even a like bearish retest kind of bounce. Whilst everybody within the timeline, and if you were looking on X and looking on YouTube videos, it was like, oh my God, guys, the low's in, we're getting this amazing bounce. No, it was still a smaller bounce than we'd seen within any other bounce that we'd had throughout all of this. All we did was come up essentially to just fill a gap and then just continue on as we have been doing previously. So throughout the entire month, essentially, all right, we have had a situation where we have made a high, made a low, made a lower high, made a lower low, made a lower high, made a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay, we're just continuing on with that. Now, locally, if you do go down onto the lower time frames, then yes, we had a corrective move. But that's all it was within a bigger downtrend. It was a correction. We've seen this before. Okay, you make a low, you have a 1, 2, 3 correction. You make a low, you have a 1, 2, 3 correction. And then you make another low and it's a 1, 2, 3, and then we go back down again. That's literally all we've been doing. So we spoke about this in yesterday's video, saying that like don't get excited now. We were taking it level to level. Okay, so when I was recording this video yesterday, we were around about here. And we were like, okay, cool. If we can get through this and start to close anything within there, I think we were looking at 30-minute time frame, then we can expect this gap to be filled. And then we're looking at daily level and the weekly open as being significant resistance. Now, what happened? Price just went up. It hit a liquidation, and I'm going to cover that in a moment. The liquidation was the tick high. It was an $8 million liquidation. $8 million seeming to be a bit of a theme within crypto at the moment. It seems to be like that number, that magic number. Oh, $8 million. And everyone's going on about $8 million all the time. But there was an $8 million liquidation. That was the tick high. And then we just fell from there. It had no real need to do anything more than that, essentially. So still looking at this is like, right, yesterday it was kind of looking okay. I was open to this within Bitcoin having a bit of a bounce from where we had our daily level yesterday. So if we look at where the daily was here, right? So this is our previous day open. Then, and I was out, I was watching the football, right? We had a situation here where we made the high, we came down, we swept previous day lows, and then we were holding above daily open. And I was like, actually, okay, this is quite a good area to start to maybe look at like longs of an invalidation on these lows. And I mean, it was there, like I wasn't really paying attention to the charts at that stage. It was just like, yeah, okay, this could be somewhere with like the risk outweighs the reward. But with trading, all right, we could see as soon as you then start to get caught below this level again, and especially today where you have that quick move up, you then drop, you lose the daily open, and then we get this continuation lower. I think at this stage, like you can almost assume that this low is going to go. If you're still in longs, all right, they're still just about surviving. But yeah, not a great start to the day so far. So I am expecting these lows to go, I think, unless it's just going to be more like more of the same, more just choppiness. And from that point, I think we're looking at just filling in the rest of this space that we have with this daily gap, the 4-hour gaps that we have here, and looking around about like, I mean, there's potential for an SFP here. And if we do go and take the lows again, then it can start to form some divergences. We are forming those divergences here against these lows, but we're not in like oversold again at this stage. However, if you do look at the last lows that we've made, if you connect from the initial like big drop that we had down here, and we're looking at where price is, connecting these lows together, there is these divergences that are starting to form. Okay, and I mean, if you do like a little RSI trend line, which are kind of nice, then this could be in the process of creating that higher low on the RSI with the divergence. So this is something that I like. I do it on the 4-hour time frame. And when we go into an oversold on the 4-hour time frame, then I do look for divergences at that point, and then that's something that I can use for these bigger reversals. And it happens with tops as well as with bottoms. Okay, so we had it at the top, we went into an overbought, we've created the divergence, we haven't moved down. It happened over here as well with these highs. Okay, you create those divergences, and those are starting to play out. So we can go a little bit lower. We can take this low, close back. We've already had a 4-hour close that is lower here. So, I mean, I do think that we could get a little bit of a recovery if we go and sweep these lows and so on. If we look over here, then it's a similar kind of situation, right? We had, this is on the Binance chart. So we had the first flip of a gap on the chart. So where we have imbalances, we had that first flip of a gap that held as support momentarily. We then had a move up, which did get a close above there, but it was like just it wasn't enough to really say that, okay, we're going to the next level. However, we essentially did go to the next level where there is again resistance here. There's an order block up here, and then we get that continuation lower down. And if we look from a volume perspective, these lows are literally just about to go. Then we can see where we have been previously, or where we have been for a while, is we're just coming back into, this is on some exchanges on perps, we're just testing back into this whole range POC. So this being the point of control of the range that we've been in for a long time. And then what we also have is this lower range point of control here as well. So as we are almost like splitting this into range A, range B, and then this just being caught in between, we're coming back into that POC. If we do take out these lows, then I would consider this to be a good area, which I really, really, really would like to see hold. Otherwise, I think we get like a bigger capitulation going on here. So I think that's like, I mean, we keep going to the charts every day, and it's like the same story. We're just grinding down, and volume is not particularly high. And it's just one of those situations where it's just chopping a lot of people up. Every single move that we have up gets retraced, and then we make another low, but it's not like a significantly lower low. It's just continuing on with the same theme. So yeah, I think that's everything with these charts. I mean, locally, we can just have a look at this. Here we go. I'm going to place a little alert down here so we know, because it's probably going to happen as I'm just over on the order flow side of things. We're just about to take this low, and we'll wait and see when that happens and see what kind of reaction we can get off of that. Let's get rid of this line, and we can have a little look. Here go the lows. Let's watch it over here. Yeah, we can see the next capitulation, the next low about to be taken here. When we look at the CVD, man, this is going to be distracting me. Here we go. Okay, there we go. There goes the lows. Oof. What's happening here? Are we going to get an immediate recovery? Probably. There goes the tape, going crazy. And once again, you see liquidations, right? Stop losses being hit. Now, are we going to see more aggression to the downside? Are we going to see this selling continue? This is what you have to look at. I know I'm recording a video for this right now, and it's not particularly like, well, we are still doing a live stream. What you have over here is spot. what you have over here is perps. What you want to see is probably spot start to buy at this stage. If spot continues to sell right now, then it's looking really bad, and they kind of are. So we're not looking at an immediate SFP and recovery from this, but this can change very, very quickly. Well, I'll come back to this chart in a moment, but what we've seen, again, just to explain what's happened recently, is and I'm just looking at one particular chart here, this being the Bybit inverse chart. The liquidation that we had yesterday was like the actual tick high for the entire move yesterday. So as soon as that liquidation happened, like price didn't even really get there, it just liquidated that, and then we get this move down. Once again, we see a drop off in open interest. I'm on the inverse chart, so I'm going to switch over onto the Binance chart, and we can see over here we're not really actually like, okay, you've got a nice drop in OI. Let's get rid of this. I can't even see because it's too thingy-majiggy. Nice drop in open interest. Big increase in net shorts. Okay, so not really like, I don't believe this whole thing of like, okay, we've got a load of trap traders down here. This was a move that shorts open and force the low to be taken. It's the exchange essentially taking the lows, okay, opening those short positions, and they're covered within themselves. So a lot of short positions, the aggression to the downside. Now, as long as we see that shut off, then you can expect a recovery from this. It's been a decent drop in open interest here from this move down, so that's all okay. And then when you look on the higher time frames, okay, we look at just where things are overall. We still are in that spot premium type of thing. There's still negative funding. We're still working our way through a gap that's on the chart that you would expect to get filled, right? It doesn't look that bad at this stage. I do expect this to bounce at some stage, but whilst we continue with this just trend of lower lows, lower highs, then you just have to keep on playing that very trend. I'm going to wrap up this video. There's no point like looking at the ETFs and stuff. There were outflows again yesterday. I mean, actually, yeah, there were outflows again yesterday, but that's been the same for the whole week, and it will be outflows again today unless things recover very quickly. So nothing too much more to say. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, we're not getting much of a reaction yet. Not getting much of a reaction yet. So what we can see is the tape has slowed down. All right, and we're seeing that selling is slowing. Slowing, but still there. So potential for a bounce here, but not getting too excited just yet. Right, I'm going to wrap up this and we're going to continue on with the stream. Remember, if you're watching this video after and you're watching this video on YouTube and stuff, I do stream every single morning at 9:30 UK time. Sometimes it's half an hour earlier, sometimes half an hour later, but around about that, 9 to 10 UK time. So make sure you come and join us for those. Hit the like button, hit subscribe if you haven't done so already. And yeah, check out tauruscrypto.com if you would like to have more information about our crew, which is our trading community. We do live trading, educational content, and all sorts of other stuff over there. So I'm going to continue on with the stream now. So have a great day for those of you who are watching this not on the stream, and for those of you who are watching it on the stream, let's continue. Bye-bye.